I decided to make hats because a friend of mine had given me a hat that didn't fit, and so I decided to try replicating it, the one that was given me, and yeah, I succeeded on my second try to make an okay hat, which now I would probably scoff at. But I don't know exactly how many hats it was, how many hats I had made before I realized that it was an okay business opportunity. But as I started giving them to friends and more people started asking for them, that was probably when I realized it could potentially go somewhere. Social media and online shopping has been helpful to what I do, but only to a certain degree. It's not something that is more niche, like a handmade hat out of recycled materials. It's definitely something where a person-to-person interaction is probably most beneficial for the customer to understand the story, etc. Now, having said that, the one thing that is good about social media is that you can show behind the scenes stuff and get the person to understand a bit more of what it is, like the workshops, the space, etc.
Why art and drawing? I would say that's largely due to my personality and the way my mind works. I often say I have a wild mind but a very careful heart. So I have a lot of thoughts and feelings and doubts and worries bouncing around in my head, and my careful heart kind of stops me from expressing that, and it's hard for me to release that. So even in high school, art was a nice place for me to just relax and focus and kind of channel some of what was going on in my head into something productive and creative. I've done art for years, so I dabbled in a lot of painting and pottery and pencil work, so I won't count any of those because they were done before I really settled into a style and medium that I enjoyed and kind of found my niche. So when I started working with markers, that was kind of in 2014, and I think it would be around 20 to 25 pieces. Something else that I appreciate about Instagram and Etsy, when people go to visit your page, they can get an immediate feel for who you are, what your style is, what your business is like. I would say this is a huge factor in the success of local businesses and artists and makers today. It allows you to reach a much greater audience rather than just by word of mouth or shows. You're able to reach so many people with the click of a button or the use of a hashtag. That's been something that's very integral in the success of Katie Art for sure.